Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we're going to be talking about the 9x39 a little bit. This is a really interesting cartridge, and the Vintorez is a rifle that a lot of people probably aren't familiar with here in the United States, but Piedmont Cartridge here in Georgia is bringing back the cartridge and the platform in some really interesting ways. We're going to show you one of their Vintorez prototype AKs, but we've also got a 9x39 AR upper, and we're going to run some 9x39. Now, Tool Ammo is actually bringing in the 245 grain subs. So it's a 365 diameter projectile, moving at around 1050, I think was the velocity we wound up getting out of this. So, you know, relatively slow velocities, subsonic, but it's a really interesting cartridge that not a lot of people in the United States really know about. So I thought I'd show it off and we'll have a little fun. Let's do it. All right, we've been fooling around a little bit with some different projectiles, a little bit of Mexican match going on with some of the ammo we're coming up with, so we'll show you some other cool stuff that we've worked up just to show you what this is all about. Let's do it. All right, so guys, there's not a lot of load data out there for 9x39, especially on this continent. All right, dare I say we're probably some of the first to really dive into this thing at all in terms of what can be done. We're using a 366 diameter Barnes triple shock that weighs 250 grains, and all we did was we just pulled the factory Tool Ammo projectile and we seated a Barnes triple shock on there. Let's just see what happens. It's probably not moving fast enough to expand, but we don't know that. So we're going to compare this, and we're also going to show you a 90 grain Makarov projectile. That's going to be cool. All right, so here's the Barnes triple shock. We'll see what happens. Mr. Watermelon. I don't know, that exit looked a little gnarly. I doubt we captured our projectile, but let's shoot the other ones and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so not too terrible there on the Barnes triple shock. We don't really have a way of knowing if they expanded or not, but we're gonna probably test that out in a future video. Don't worry, we'll be doing a total thing on the 9x39 once the reloading components are a little bit more prevalent. Piedmont Cartridge is gonna be doing reloading components for this cartridge, so expect that. We also pulled some Makarov projectiles. They're 365 diameter. That's very close to the original 9x39 and what the barrel specs are. So this is basically where a 30 carbine meets a 9x39, and they got together and had a little love child. So we're essentially getting, we tried chronoing these earlier, but they were moving so fast and this projectile so short, we weren't getting very good chronograph data earlier with the lab radar. So this thing's screaming. It's at least 2,500 feet per second. So let's give it a try, shall we? So this is the opposite end of the spectrum. Instead of big and heavy and slow, this is fast and tiny out of the same case. All right, here we go. Look at that. That was some power, the way that watermelon came apart. Instant, like, energy. Yeah, maybe we're getting somewhere. All right, let's compare it to a standard Tool Ammo 245 grain subload. All right, definitely some interesting impacts from both of those projectiles, the Barnes triple shock and then the pulled 90 grain Makarov pill. Now we're gonna go right back to the standard Tool Ammo 245 against Mr. Watermelon here. Sorry, Mr. Watermelon. Someone has to science for us, and it's gonna be you. So that big and heavy there, running a little faster than Barnes triple shock, came apart about the same way, which tells me that the Barnes, more than likely, if I had to guess, probably did not expand. That's okay, it is a copper solid projectile, so probably gonna need some more velocity to get that thing to open up. That's something we'll explore in a future video. As promised, I'm gonna break out the Vintorez AK that Piedmont's done. Let's put a few rounds through it, take out some other targets. All right, guys, as promised, here's the Vintorez that is pretty close to the finished version of what this particular AK is gonna be for Piedmont. It's gonna take standard AK top covers, AK rear trunnion accessories, grips, stocks, so it doesn't have the hinged top cover like a crank would. It's more of a traditional AK in terms of being able to take various patterns of AK parts. And it's 9x39, and this is their alloy can. So it's very lightweight, and keeps the cost down as well, because this thing operates at such a low pressure. You can get away with an all alloy can that's sealed like this, no big deal. All right, I'm gonna give it a shot here. Take out some watermelons. You know, it is so crazy. I can't really tell you guys just how quiet this thing really is. You have to almost look at the sound meter data to understand how quiet these rifles really are, especially the DI and the AR platform. It is so quiet. I mean, it's just insane how quiet that is. Let's reset, shoot a couple of other things. It's definitely not bad. Let's do it. All right, now I know you guys have heard of flower power. We're about to put the power to the flower. All right, let's do it. All right, one more thing and we're gonna move on with life. All right, we had some extra sodas left. I thought we would take them out with some more 9x39. This is a really interesting cartridge. It's gonna be cool to see what happens with it, where some of these companies take it in the future. You know, Piedmont's bringing it back. Hopefully the guns, in terms of the ARs and the AKs that they're doing, will be available before long. Maybe we can do a little bit more strenuous testing with them. But this has been really cool. 9x39 is a cartridge not a lot of people know about. Pretty interesting stuff. You know, maybe this is kind of bringing some things to light for people. And it also goes to prove how modular a lot of these modern guns can be in terms of what you can do with them. I mean, think about how modular the AR platform really is. I mean, the people that designed the Vintorez back in the day probably never would have thought that an AR platform would be shooting this cartridge. Pretty cool. Guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody. All the folks that support us on Patreon, as well as folks that support us through things like man cans, also things such as t-shirt sales or anything that we sell merchandise-wise over on the website, goes a long way in helping our channel. If you love what we do, consider supporting us. Thank you very much for watching today. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.